Jake sat on the edge of the bridge, staring into the dark waters below. He felt completely alone, with the weight of his thoughts pressing heavily on him. The cold wind whipped through his hair as he took a deep breath, preparing to let go. Earlier that day, Jake had walked through the busy streets of the city, feeling invisible. He had lost his job, his friends seemed distant, and his family didn't understand his pain. As he wandered, his mind raced with thoughts of ending his suffering. Meanwhile, across town, Emily sat in her small apartment, reading a letter. She had just been diagnosed with a serious form of cancer and felt the world closing in around her. The weight of her own despair was unbearable, and she too thought about ending her life. As fate would have it, both Jake and Emily ended up at the same bridge that evening, drawn by their shared sense of hopelessness. Jake arrived first, sitting on the edge, ready to jump. Emily approached shortly after, noticing him sitting there. Just as Jake was about to make his move, he heard a soft voice behind him. "Hey, are you okay?" The voice was gentle and concerned. Jake turned to see a young woman standing a few feet away, her eyes full of worry. "I don't know you," Jake said. "That doesn't matter," she replied, stepping closer. "I am Emily. What's yours?" "Jake," he muttered, turning back to the water. Emily sat down on the edge of the bridge, a safe distance from him. Jake didn't respond, but he didn't move either. She began to talk about her day, her struggles, and how she felt lost too. She shared her own story of feeling overwhelmed by her illness and how she considered ending her life. She told Jake, "I felt drawn to this bridge, knowing that it was going to end for me here." As Emily continued to talk, Jake noticed the pain in her eyes. She was inching closer to the edge, clearly thinking about jumping herself. Suddenly, the roles reversed, and Jake felt a surge of concern for her. "Stop!" he shouted, reaching out to grab her arm. "You don't have to do this. We can figure this out together." Emily was a little bit confused by Jake's sudden plea. She looked at him, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know what to do," she said. "Neither do I," Jake admitted, "but maybe we can help each other. Just don't jump." They both sat back from the edge, still holding on to each other. Jake shared his story of losing his job and feeling completely alone. Emily listened, realizing that they were both in desperate need of someone who understood their pain. Emily then said, "Jake, I came here tonight because I couldn't see a way out of my illness. The fear of treatments and being a burden to my family was too much. But you stopping me just now made me realize that maybe there's hope, even in the darkest times." Jake nodded, understanding the weight of her words. Maybe we both needed this moment to see that we're not alone in our struggles. Sometimes the very act of reaching out to help someone else can save us too. Jake and Emily's story reminds us that we are never truly alone, and even in our deepest despair, there is hope and connection waiting for us if we are open to it.